Sathyapriya from the Department of General Medicine, Sree Balaji Medical College and Hospital. I have 5 years of experience and 6 papers published. The topic for today is vitamin and micronutrient deficiency part 2. In the part 1, we have discussed about vitamin B1, B2 and B3. In this part, we will be discussing about vitamin B12, vitamin C, vitamin D and iron. At the end of the session, the student will be able to know about the vitamin B12, iron, vitamin C and vitamin D, its clinical features, its investigations and its treatment part. Let's get started. Vitamin B12 is a water-soluble cobalt containing vitamin essential for DNA synthesis, hematopoiesis and neurological function. All forms of B12 are ultimately converted into methylcobalamin and adenosyl cobalamin. Absorption, transport and storage. A uniquely complex multi-step process it is. First, it gets released from the food proteins in the stomach by HCl and pepsin. It gets binding to haptocorrin molecule, a glycoprotein which is secreted by salivary glands and gastric mucosa. In the duodenum, pancreatic proteases digest haptocorrin where the cobalamin gets released. It binds to the intrinsic factor then and it forms intrinsic factor and vitamin B12 complex which binds to specific cubum receptors. And the process of endocytosis starts where the B12 enters the endocytosis then binds transcobalamin 2. Transport and storage. Transport mostly bound to transcobalamin 2 and haptocorrin. Storage, it mainly occurs in the liver, 2 to 5 mg total and sufficient stores last for 3 to 5 years. Physiological functions, it helps in DNA synthesis, myelin synthesis and neurological function, fatty acid and amino acid metabolism and red cell maturation. The recommended daily allowances, in adults it is 2.4 microgram per day, in pregnancy it is 2.6 microgram per day, in lactation it is 2.8 microgram per day and in infants it is 0.4 microgram per day. Deficiency, the causes of deficiency are vegan diet, pernicious anemia, malnutrition and Crohn's disease, tropical sprue. Pregnancy, the requirement will be high and in pancreatic insufficiency, failure to release B12 from haptocorrin. Fish tapeworm and bacterial overgrowth. Clinical manifestations, megaloblastic anemia, that is microcytic anemia, ineffective DNA synthesis and neurological functions like subacute combined degeneration will be the single most complication of vitamin B12 deficiency. Biochemically, increased homocysteine levels and increased methylmalonic acid levels. Diagnosis, it can be diagnosed by serum vitamin B12 levels. If it is less than 200 picogram per milliliter, then the deficiency is there. Diagnosis can be done by serum vitamin B12 levels and methylmalonic acid levels. And the plasma homocysteine levels can also be checked to diagnose this B12 deficiency. Coming to the treatment part, intramuscular injection of hydroxycobalamin of 1 mg can be given. Once weekly injection for 6 weeks and then once monthly injection can be given. Oral tablets like 1 to 2 mg per day and nasal spray is also available. Relationship with folate, vitamin B12 is essential for regeneration of tetrahydrofolate from 5-methyl tetrahydrofolate and in B12 deficiency, THF will be trapped as 5-methyl THF and DNA synthesis impaired and megaloblastic anemia will be there. Supplementing folate alone can correct anemia but not neurological function. Vitamin C is the next vitamin. It is ascorbic acid. Vitamin C is a water-soluble 6-carbon lactone derived from glucose. It exists in 2 forms, ascorbic acid that is reduced form and dihydroascorbic acid that is oxidized form. Both forms are biologically active. Absorption, transport and metabolism. Absorption, it occurs mainly in distal small intestine via active transport by sodium dependent vitamin C transporters and bioavailability 70 to 90% at normal intakes. Storage, highest concentrations in adrenal gland, pituitary, leukocytes, lens and brain. Biochemical functions. Vitamin C serves as a cofactor for multiple mono and dioxygenases. Also plays a role in collagen, carnitine and neurotransmitter peptide and antioxidant synthesis and iron absorption. Physiological functions. Connective tissue integrity, wound healing, capillary strength and immune function, hormone and neurotransmitter synthesis and antioxidant defense and redox homeostasis. Dietary sources, cherries, blackcurrant, guava, kiwi, strawberries, these are the fruits which is rich in vitamin C. The recommended daily allowance for adult men is 90 mg per day and women it is 75 mg per day. Deficiency of vitamin C causes scurvy. Impaired hydroxylation of collagen which leads to defective connective tissue and capillary fragility and poor wound healing. The onset will be after 2 to 3 months of severe depletion and the clinical features are petechiae, perifollicular hemorrhages and corkscrew hair, gum swelling, bleeding and tooth loss. Bone pain, subperiosteal hemorrhage and fatigue, depression, anemia can also be there. Infantile scurvy called as Barlow's disease, that is irritability, leg tenderness, pseudoparalysis and subperiosteal bleeding. Diagnosis and treatment. Plasma ascorbate level less than 11 millimole per liter and leukocyte ascorbate level less than 10 microgram per 10 bar 8 cells. Leukocyte ascorbate levels can also be checked. Treatment 100 to 500 mg per day orally for 1 to 2 weeks, which we can see rapid recovery. Toxicity, GI symptoms like diarrhea, abdominal cramp and hyperoxaluria which leads to kidney stones and iron overload in hemochromatosis and transfusion dependent patients. The next vitamin is vitamin D. Vitamin D, that is calciferol. It is a fat soluble corticosteroid that functions as hormone precursor rather than a traditional vitamin. Two forms are existed, one is ergocalciferol and cholecalciferol. Transport and storage. Vitamin D binding protein carries 85 to 90% of circulating 25 hydroxy vitamin D and 1,25 dihydroxy vitamin D. The mechanism of action. 1,25 dihydroxy vitamin D, that is calcitriol, acts as a nuclear hormone. It binds to vitamin D receptor which forms heterodimer with retinoid X receptor. The complex binds to vitamin D response elements in DNA and regulates the transcription of hundreds of genes. Physiological roles of vitamin D. Calcium and phosphate homeostasis, bone health, immune regulation and cell growth and differentiation. Dietary sources, cod liver oil and fatty fish, egg yolk, liver, fortified milk and mushrooms. The recommended daily allowance is infants it is 400 international units per day and in adult it is 600 international units per day. Deficiency causes are decreased cutaneous synthesis, intake and absorption, hepatic dysfunction, renal failure and medications like phenytoin rifampicin. Clinical manifestations. In infants and children, the manifestation is rickets, bone deformities like bow legs, rachitic rosary and delayed closure of fontanelle. Adults, it is osteomalacia and in elderly, the risk of osteoporosis, decreased bone mineral density and high risk of fractures. Non-skeletal manifestations like myopathy, fatigue, depression and possible links to autoimmune diseases like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis and type 1 diabetes mellitus. Lab diagnosis. Serum 25 hydroxy vitamin D levels can be checked and the treatment for mild deficiency is 1000 to 2000 international units per day and in moderate deficiency 50,000 international units for 6 weeks followed by 1000 to 2000 international units per day and in malabsorption and obesity may require higher doses and in renal failure we can use calcitriol. The next topic is iron. Iron is present in RBC, muscle, liver, spleen and bone marrow. Dietary sources are red meat, liver, poultry, fish, legumes, spinach and fortified cereals. There are two forms. One is heme iron and the other one is non-heme iron. Heme iron is absorbed more efficiently and non-heme iron absorption is enhanced by vitamin C and inhibited by phytates, polyphenols, calcium and tannins. Absorption, transport and storage. Absorption occurs mainly in duodenum and upper jejunum. Heme ion is absorbed via heme carrier protein and non-heme ion where the ion Fe3 plus is getting reduced to Fe2 plus by duodenal cytochrome B. Transport. In plasma the ion binds to transferrin and each transferrin molecule can carry 2 Fe3 plus ions. Storage. Ferritin is soluble bioavailable storage in liver, spleen and bone marrow, and hemosiderin which is insoluble and long-term storage. The recommended daily allowance for infants is 0.27 mg per day and in men is 8 mg per day and in women it is 18 mg per day. In pregnancy it is still high, that is 27 mg per day. Iron deficiency. The causes of iron deficiency are inadequate intake, increased requirement like pregnancy, growth and lactation, chronic blood loss like menstruation and gastrointestinal bleeding, malabsorption like celiac disease and bariatric surgery. Clinical features. Early feature can be fatigue, pallor, irritability and impaired cognition. Hematological, microcytic hypochromic anemia, low ferritin and high transferrin saturation, and other features like brittle nails, hair loss, glossitis and pica. In pregnancy, there is increased risk of preterm delivery and low birth weight babies. Iron overload. The causes can be hereditary hemochromatosis and repeated transfusions and excessive supplementation of iron tablets. Clinical features are hepatomegaly, liver cirrhosis, diabetes, cardiomyopathy and skin hyperpigmentation. Treatment, phlebotomy and chelation therapy with desferrioxamine. Interaction with other nutrients. Vitamin C, it enhances non-heme iron absorption. Vitamin copper, it acts as a cofactor for peroxidase which mobilizes iron, and zinc, it competes for absorption if supplemented in higher doses. Iron deficiency anemia. The hemoglobin and red cell indices like MCV and MCH will be low. Iron studies, serum ferritin and serum iron, total iron binding capacity and transferrin saturation can be done to diagnose the iron deficiency anemia. In pregnancy, the requirement of the iron is very high, so tolerance of oral therapy and the complaints and the presence of malabsorption and ongoing bleeding should also be ruled out. Oral iron therapy, use of ferrous salts like ferrous sulfate, ferrous fumarate, ferrous gluconate is recommended, and dosage, it is 200 mg elemental iron per day in divided doses for active treatment, and in pregnancy it is 100 mg per day of elemental iron is needed with vitamin C tablets. For children, 2 to 3 mg per kg per day of elemental iron in children with iron deficiency anemia is required. Durations. The duration of the treatment will be 6 to 12 months to restore the iron stores, and for the monitoring response, the reticulocyte rise will be within 5 to 10 days and hemoglobin increase will be 0.8 to 1 gram per deciliter per week in ideal cases. Enhance absorption and reduce inhibitors. Take iron on empty stomach if it is tolerated or with the vitamin C tablets. Side effects. GI side effects like nausea, vomiting, epigastric pain, constipation, diarrhea and metallic taste. Parenteral oral iron therapy, used when oral therapy is not feasible and not tolerated or when rapid replenishment is required. Indications are severe anemia, intolerance to oral iron, malabsorption of oral iron and ongoing bleeding where oral therapy is insufficient. Preparations and dosing. There are two forms of iron. One is ferric carboxymaltose, that is 750 mg to 1000 mg can be given, and iron sucrose is another form which can be used. Blood transfusion, which is reserved for very severe anemia with hemodynamic instability. Symptomatic cardiac compromise or when immediate correction is needed, we can go for blood transfusion. Underlying causes. Diet and nutrition. So the promotion of iron rich foods is needed, like heme sources of meat, fish and eggs, and non-heme sources like legumes, green leafy vegetables can be given, and enhance absorption. Vitamin C tablet food or vitamin C rich foods like iron meals can be given to increase the iron absorption. National programs and healthcare measures. National Iron Plus Initiative, which is launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to address iron deficiency anemia in children, adolescents, pregnancy and lactating women. Prophylactic supplementation like weekly iron folic acid for adolescents, routine IFA in pregnant women can be given. Food fortification initiatives like fortified wheat flour and rice and behavior change nutrition. Special populations in pregnancy because of increased iron requirements and the risk to mothers and fetus. Prophylactically, 100 mg of elemental iron is given with 0.5 mg of folic acid for at least 100 days for pregnant and lactating women. In children with nutritional iron deficiency anemia, oral iron of 2 to 3 mg per kg per day is given. In adults, men and elderly people, in men or postmenopausal women, IDA always warrants evaluation for GI blood loss. In older patients, tailor-made therapy and investigate the underlying cause. Monitoring and follow-up. Check hemoglobin after 2 to 3 weeks of therapy and expect increase of 0.8 to 1 gram per deciliter per week in optimal response, and continue the iron supplementation until stores are restored, typically 3 to 6 months after hemoglobin normal. That brings to the end of the session. If you have any queries, please drop them in the comment box and I will meet you in the next session with an interesting topic.